John and I met when we were 21, and right away, I just saw how special he was. I wasn't expecting a lot when we met because I knew that he was deploying soon. I was surprised and happy when he would call me while he was deployed. A few months after we were married, my husband deployed again, and just a few months after that, he was very seriously injured while he was in Afghanistan. He was standing outside of the vehicle when an improvised explosive device went off. The first time that I saw him was really life-shattering in a lot of ways. He was in a medically induced coma. He was burned on 20% of his face. He lost teeth. He lost vision in one of his eyes. He had really extensive breaks in his bones. Our difficulties didn't end after my husband's injuries.
This morning, investigators with the National Transportation Safety Board will be on the scene here, trying to figure out just how this train ended up in the middle of a parade, killing 4 people and injuring 17.
3 years after he was injured, the parade float that we were on was hit by a train. I snapped my collarbone, I fractured the bottom of my spine, and I also fractured my elbow. My husband, thankfully, was okay, so he was able to provide the care, but I still found myself providing care for my husband. And then 4 years after that accident, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was very isolated. There weren't friends or family members that had ever gone through something this intense, and it was really difficult to connect to other people. I first heard of the Elizabeth Dole Foundation Caregiver Fellowship Program through friends of mine. I wasn't quite sure that my caregiving role would fit with the program. When my husband was first injured, I immediately identified as a caregiver because I was providing 24-hour care for him. I do things like remind him to take his medication, but I also help him identify when he's stressed out because sometimes he doesn't even realize it.
Hi, this is Colleen Rose. I'm calling about my husband, Gunnery Sergeant Jonathan Rose.
I spent a lot of time on the phone helping to manage his and my medical care. He works really hard in the Marine Corps, so when he gets home, he's really tired, and I would attribute a lot of that to his injuries. He doesn't have the energy to make himself dinner or clean the house. The care that he requires is different, but it's still there. The more that I've learned about the Elizabeth Dole Foundation, I've been able to reassess my role as a caregiver and really identify and honor the care that I am providing. There are people like me that work outside of the home. I'm an occupational therapist. I absolutely love my job. I love caring for others, but it is very difficult to manage full-time work and care for my husband. I think that if I wasn't a caregiver fellow with the Elizabeth Dole Foundation, I would really be in a different place. I love that we can connect with other caregivers, that we help caregivers self-identify and access the help that is out there. We're talking to elected officials. We're sharing our story with the public.
For any caregiver out there, you're doing more than you realize. I would say good job, number one. And I would say ask for help.
We're really out there fighting for the things that will make our lives better. By being able to share my story, I've been able to find some missing pieces that I didn't even know that I was missing, and it's really helped further my healing from all of the things that have happened to us. Today, as I sit here, I am cancer-free, and we're both doing really well. It's been a challenge, but we're both still here, and now we're ready for our next adventure. I feel like, above all else, we've learned how to be resilient, and I think that that will be the best lesson that we can teach our little one. This is definitely a lifelong journey, but there's really nobody else that I'd rather be on this journey with.